Superwoman Summit. Just the energy, just being surrounded with the right people, the right energy, the right mindset. Change that for me.
Superwoman woman.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Amazing, amazing day. Great day. Well, you are winding us down to the
Yeah.
last speaker of the day. And I know that you were meant for this because you get us back to the soul. Janine is all about soul. Ah, I don't have enough words for your discovery, for your walk. So I'm gonna just let you talk about how you came about just really focusing and honing on the soul. Because we have such a treat here. Janine is such a powerful energy focuser, really focus on the soul. I mean, that's so deep, even to even understand what your soul is about. So tell us about you. Tell us how you got into that and how you developed, what you're really sharing and your message. So
Mm,
good.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. What a beautiful opportunity that we've all had to engage with this and to hear each other and to have all these beautiful different expert speakers and secrets and energies come out. We all have that superwoman inside of us, right? So many of us stuff that superwoman down and gag her up so that she doesn't speak and sometimes never shows in her life. The senses and the tenses, that's what it really life is about. The tenses, we all have a past, right? We all have a past, and a lot of our past, not so good. We all have a present, and we never know if we have a future. So how do we get out of the yesterday and the tomorrow, the depression and the anxiety, and come back home?
Mm.
That's what it's about for me. That's how we find our superwoman, is to give ourselves that grace that you were just talking about, to be who we are. Give ourselves the freedom to be ourselves, to speak our truth, and to express ourselves. Because when we lock and stuff that stuff down, we're not giving ourselves what we need to do to grow, and for others to heal, and for others to heal with us. So I've got a short story. I love to write. This is where one of my superpowers is. And my story I'm going to present to you in a little bit of a song. And I love writing poetry too, and I'll share a poem later on. But this is my story, and I wanted to share it with you because everybody has a story, right? Every single one of us.
Yeah.
And this is mine, and it's unique to only me. But through
Yes. And
my
every story
story,
matters.
yeah, through my story, I've found healing, and I found pain. We talked about pain and power, struggle and strength, triumph from trauma. I liked opportunities coming from obstacles. So I was almost born in a taxi cab the night before Halloween. My mother held me in her arms, my little darling Janine. She said, "You'll be my pillar of strength for the next decade or two. But please excuse your dad and me for what we're gonna do. We're gonna drink and smoke and fight and scream and call each other names. Codependent behavior was one of their favorite games. We tried our best, but had no clue of what we'd do to you. So forgive us now, my little girl, and please forgive you too. Mom said those things that burned into your mind. That wasn't really me. The fire you saw, the flames that grew, I blame the family tree. You suffered much, well, we all did. I wish I'd been there through your fear. If I could hug and kiss you now, I'm so sorry, my dear. I wish they didn't drink and smoke and fight and scream and call each other names. Alcohol and its foul deeds, it was one of their favorite games. I tried my best but had no clue of what would become of me. But I've forgiven myself and them as well. And I'm replanting my family tree. So that's a little bit of my
Oh
story.
my gosh. There's so much beauty in that song. I'm okay. I thought I wouldn't cry through this.
Oh, cry, please. Never. I heard you say that before. Please cry. That's such an important part of living, right? That's
And this is where
healing.
everything is right about crying, right, ladies?
Mm.
It is just so beautiful how you did that, because not only did you sing the dysfunction that you came from, but you sang it from the words of your mother. You know what she would have said. I'm not sure that she really came to those words and be able to say it to you, but you came to a level of forgiveness that you were able to almost, I wouldn't use the word excuse her, her shortcoming, but understand,
Yeah.
understand her shortcoming in your life, and even the fightings that your mom and dad, had while you were growing up, and the trauma it did to you. That's so beautiful how you had put that. Oh my gosh, that's
This is what
such a
it's
treat.
about, right? We have to, like, it took me forever to write those words together and another forever for me to be able to express them. But this is the healing process. And I stuffed everything down, not just for, a decade or two, but for the majority of my life, for 5 decades. And so I'm a late bloomer and I've come to it. And I know nothing more important now than speaking your truth and sharing it so that we can heal ourselves and so that we can heal others. It is really from the struggle to the strength that we find that power, that empowerment. So yeah, that is my story. That's my old story. Replanting the family tree is really where I focus right now. And we are, my cousin used to say, oh, we give our family tree a shake and sure a lot of alcoholics fall off of it. And we're like, oh yeah, that's funny. Cheers to that, whatever it was. But it's really not funny. And as I woke up and as I started to really look around at what's important and the impact that I want to make with my 2 children and my husband and my family, I said, it's time to grow up. It's time to grow up right now. So that family, that branch that I was hanging off of, just sort of dangling, I said, there's something stronger. There's the trunk of the tree. And I no longer have to be, planted in this sea, in this soil of toxicity. I can replant myself. I can trim and I can prune. I can prune the roots, the toxic roots, and I can uplift myself. I can become that trunk. And then people and my generation that follow me, they can then, I saw something the other day and it was amazing. And I'm going to try and bring it back here. But my family, um, it was broken and I'm the one who's stopping that pain. That's not exactly how it went. It was a super quote, but I'm breaking the cycle. And that's what I'm
Yes.
teaching. That's what I'm learning. That's what I've done. I lived forever. I say I was cooped up in a corporate cage of complacency for 28 years. And this is after I found my father passed away with empty vodka bottles everywhere. I walked into his home and there he was. And one would think, oh, Janine, wake up and smell the coffee and start to get your life in order. But no, I buried, I stuffed, and I hid. I put all those masks on, and me being the proverbial people pleaser perfectionist that I grew up as, I just stayed hidden and hidden and hidden. And how painful that is, we do not know until we start to wake up and look back and go, whoo, look at those decisions I was making. Look at the fear that I was living in. So that's how I have come to integrate my new life. I quit this government job that I had for so long. I swear I was looking out a window at a gravel pit, so grateful that I had a window, which is the good thing, right? Everything is right about what you're doing right now. But we have to be curious. I mean, someone was mentioning early, ferocious curiosity. It's got to be the first step that you take in your lives if you want to make any changes. You have to be curious about what, in fact, is going on in your life that you want to change. And then comes the awareness, right? So it's breaking the cycle of dysfunction. Adult children is the name of it, of people who grew up in a family of dysfunction, whether it was with alcoholics or any other form of dysfunction. And there's a laundry list of characteristics and traits that we all can, resonate with. And one of them is people pleasing. One of them is fear of rejection and abandonment. One of them is the stuffing things down. One is reparenting. One is afraid of authority. there's the laundry list. If you look up the laundry list with adult children of alcoholics, you'll see that dysfunctional list. And when I first looked at that list, because I was giving a talk on family trees and speaking, and I said, oh, I don't want to call it, I found my father and now I'm sad. So I started Googling, and I Googled up alcoholics. Both of my parents are now passed away. And that's the first thing that showed up, was this laundry list. And I looked at the first thing and I went, whew, that's too true. It hurts. I'm not going to read the rest. Nobody's going to label this, mama. But I didn't. I opened the doors and I read it. And that has started me in my work. In the coaching that I'm doing, the programs that I'm doing is revolved around how we can retrain our brain, our habits, our conditioned old past self, so that we can break free, so that we can speak free, so that we can express ourselves without guilt or shame. And when you look at a perfectionist people pleaser, that's all we want to do, especially mothers, busy, tired, burned out mothers. All we want to do is just harmony. Let's get everything going. Let's make sure everybody is fine. And we don't look after ourselves. And we've spoken all day about this, how important it is to look after ourselves, our soul, our heart, and just our time, how valuable our time is and how we're throwing it away. So it's all about, and I mentioned the tenses before, it's all about coming back to the moment, right? And that's in a lot of the work that all of us do. So my 3 pillars of presence are curiosity, and it's got to be unrelentless. It can't be just once a week. I'm going to be curious about what's going on here. You know, you have to look at every conversation that you have, whether you're going into it, any relationship that you have, whether you're in it, whether you've left it, and ask yourself, what is still stuck down here in my soul that is causing pain, that is causing some sort of annoyance, and pick it out and look at it, because pretty much guaranteed that there's expectations involved around it, right? Expectations of ourselves that we have, expectations of other people, and how that ties into our thoughts, our belief system, our whole way of being with our families. We are one person, and we try so hard to be the best, when really we just have to just be. Forget about the best, just be. I mean, we're all signed up for failing. We're all signed up for success. We're all signed up for good, bad, and ugly. But it's just allowing ourselves to be that, giving ourselves the gift of presence and kindness, like, you know, just being able to be there. So curiosity is the first pillar, and the consciousness that we need to be there, like just to dare to be confident, to be yourself and express yourself, and be in the moment, like being conscious about our thoughts, really, because we can. What do we have? Like between 60 and 90,000 thoughts a day. And listen and look, be curious about the thoughts that you choose to dwell on, because we can't control the thoughts we have, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. And that's really important. Yeah. So what are you dwelling on? Ask yourself, if you're continuously going, oh, you know, he's not doing that, or the kids aren't doing this, and then this is we think what we become. As the Buddha says, this is it. So pay attention. Paying attention unveils a soulful experience. And I want you to write this one down, because that is the acronym for pause. Paying attention unveils soulful experiences. We've got to stop and look around, look inside, and see what is annoying us, what's not right, and stop trying to railroad everything over, and allow ourselves that gift, that presence, to stop and acknowledge, what do we want in any relationship, right? Relationship with ourselves, with other people. That's the consciousness part of it. And oh, it's such a beautiful, delicious journey to be conscious in the world. I've given up booze, I must admit, because it ran in the family. It ran a lot in the family. I'm 8 months alcohol free. And although still part of my brain is saying, oh, well, Janine, you didn't have a problem, I know that I did have a problem, because I always wanted to have a drink to celebrate. And just being conscious about that, drink equals celebration, like the whole world, like the media, everything, Christmas, holidays, celebrate drinks. That was my belief. So the beautiful work that I'm doing is being able to debunk those limiting beliefs like just they're self-sabotaging. They really are. And if we don't know what our beliefs are, how on earth can we change them? So it's
Yeah.
really like with a fine-tooth comb going through this belief system and going, "Oop, that one doesn't work. Ooh, that one has caused me a lot of pain," and being able to just be conscious about why we are making decisions. Are we making them out of fear? Or are we making them out of joy? Right? So that's a lot of the work that I do with my clients, and the soul revival work that I do, because I believe that we all have a beautiful soul. We're born that way. We're born to be adventure seekers and fun lovers and risk takers. But as we get older, we start shoving it down because, oh, that's not, I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. Should, that whole shoulditis, right? Shoulding all over yourself.
Yeah, Jeditis.
We don't need that. And then the third C is connection. Connection, as like you're doing an incredible job of connecting women with women. And I love that about you. And that's where I am now too. It's really, I always say it's like carrying a big backpack around in life. And we tend to put a lot of stuff in there and it gets heavy and we just get really laden down with it. And it's not until we open the backpack and find what is in there that we want to get rid of. And we find some of those old stories, we find some of those limiting beliefs, we find the fears, we find people that really aren't, doing us much good. I call them vacuum cleaner friends, the ones that really suck the life out of us. But the one thing that I'll always carry around with me is this big book, and it's a book of connection. And there's 3 chapters in there. And the first chapter is connecting with yourself. So that's where the curiosity and the consciousness comes in, is really paying attention, pausing, seeing what's going on in here and connecting with what you want. You have to know what you want. Like, journal the shit out of that one. What do I want every single day? It may change. It will change. What do I want? What do I want? What is life? Who am I? What do I mean? Like, really focus in and listen. I mean, I do a whole workshop on listening, just listening, not just to yourself, but listening to your intuition, listening to your signs, listening to people, listening to nature, listening to whatever your spirituality is. So the connection with self is super important. Connection with others, to be able to, like, we're born for connection. We can't live solo. We can't. We need to connect with others, but we need to connect with like-minded. We need to connect for support. Someone earlier was mentioning, find your circle of friends, but make sure that they've got your corner. Remember that?
Okay.
I love that. So know what your circle of friends are, and if you are this, I think this was Wayne Dyer, if you're the smartest one in the room, then get out and go and find a different room. Hello, Norma. So that's the connection self. And the third part of the connection is spirituality. So we connect with ourselves, we connect with others, and we connect with whatever our spirituality is. And so whether that is a religion, for me, it's nature. I live in and amongst in northern Canada with the trees and the mountains, and it's a beautiful place to be. And that's where we need to go, to get away from people, to just sit, to pause, to halt. I'm a bit of a wordologist. HALT is another beautiful acronym that comes from adult children, and that is to check in with yourself. Not only pause, but halt. And this is really good for your kids too. Ask them, are you hungry? Are you angry? Are you lonely? Are you tired? Go through
Wow.
that list. Yeah. And if you're hungry, well, go and
Wow.
get something to eat. If you're angry, do a little bit of soul searching. Find out what you're angry at. See if there's a connection or a conversation that you can have. Or even if there's a pillow that you just want to go and punch, right? Whatever it is, don't hide your feelings. Check into your emotions. If you're lonely, and we all are in this day and age, in this COVID stuff, pick up a phone, do a Zoom call, do whatever you can to connect with somebody else. And the T is tired. Like, we're all so tired. Give yourself a break, right? Just let yourself rest. So, yeah, I
That is
sort of on
beautiful.
there.
Oh my gosh, Janine, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. There's something that also attracted me to you when you talked about being an adult child. What does it mean to be an adult child?
What does it mean to be an adult child? An adult child, by definition, I'm going to hold up this book here. It's called Adult Children of Alcoholics and Other Dysfunctional Families. It is actually a 12-step program, which I haven't taken. But as soon as I realized that a lot of my characteristics and traits were the same as they identified in the laundry list, it empowered me. The very first thing I thought to myself after reading the first one in the laundry list was, I'm not a bad person. I'm normal. It gave me faith in myself to know that my past created conditioned behavior. It's not my fault. I'm not a bad person. I am aware of it now. So if it gave me anything, knowing that I was an adult child, it gave me permission from myself to acknowledge that I can make a choice, that I can choose something different, rather than living in this mindset where, oh, I just have to do this because this is my life. These are the cards that were given to me, right? So it's all about choice and understanding that the way that some of us grew up in a family, and we all, like, I don't know anybody with a perfect family. We can get out of that. We don't have to carry that victim around with us anymore. The judge and the victim, like in the 4 agreements, those are the two in our brains that just always try to battle to see who wins. It's in the middle ground that we have to find ourselves. And that's the choice that we make every day, sometimes unconsciously. And that's, do we react? Do we stop? Shall we respond? Just simple little questions. Is this a decision I can make now? Can I make it later? Should I say yes? Should I say no? Here comes the shoulds again. And this can all happen with practice, right? With practice. And that connection piece is also about that accountability and connection and practice and persistence and consistency. I've got a little poem I want to share because this is my first poem that I created when I gave myself permission to start my own business because I was terrified. And I said, I love to write. So how can I integrate poetry into empowerment coaching? And that's what I do now. And I love being able to see stories, feel stories, my past, present, or future, and bring them into words that actually really resonate and help to heal. So I'm going to share that with you now, because I know that time is coming up. All right. I know that I'm all right, but I used to think that I was wrong. And I used to think that I was weak, but now I know that I'm strong. It's this crazy that we call life that we all get to share. And what makes it so special is our desire and our willingness to share. We can stuff down life's bad bits and we can pull up our masks and we can cover it all up with those people-pleasing tasks. But I've learned to stand up and walk with my pain. And those valuable lessons are now my sweet gain. And I've learned to break free, not hide from my past, but to hold it up with grace and glory and a mighty firm grasp. And I've learned to speak my truth. Oh, and I found treasures galore, simply like walking with my head up and not looking down at the floor. And I've learned to listen to my soul and to trust my intuition. And my passion to connect is now core to my mission. You see, we've only got one life to live, and it's this one right here. So let's cherish it always and not live in fear. Let's welcome our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and our moods, because it's never too late. It's your life. You choose. So you can choose to live in that busy, people-pleasing kind of hectic, or you can recharge your superwoman and become unapologetic.
Wow. Everybody give Janine some fire. Some drop the mic. Yes, drop the mic. Make sure that you're commenting to attendees also. If I see that the comments are coming to the panelists only, and I'd love for the participants, the attendees, to be able to see them. Drop the mic. What a way to end our summit. What a way. Oh my gosh. Pure love and truth from Dr. Jill.
Oh, yay,
Dr.
Dr.
Jill is
Jill's in the house.
here. Oh my gosh. Oh
Aw,
my gosh, we're gonna bring Dr. Jill up. Dr. Jill, thank you for commenting. I saw you now. We're gonna bring you up. We
good,
just
good.
have to have a what's right about you moment right now. We just get to close with that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying to find Dr. Jill. Hold up, hold up.
As you bring her up, I can drop the link in. I've got, if you like
Yeah,
that
perfect.
poem, I've created that poem with some very unique special piano music, my theme music, and I would
Yes.
love to offer that for free with a copy of the lyrics to it. So I can drop that. You can connect with me. There's Dr. Jill.
Dr. Jill, oh my gosh, I am so grateful that you're here at the closing of the show. Oh, what a perfect way. Did you hear her poem and her song? I'm like, made me cry. We need you unmuted. Yes. Oh my gosh.
My goodness. I am so grateful I caught you, Janine. Wow, 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 wow. That was so beautiful. You had me going, girl. You always do.
Thank you, Dr. Jill.
Such love and how it comes out in song and poetry. Just you're an instrument. It just flows through you so brilliantly. And man, Ava, Mike drove
Right?
Doctor.
down the house today. Woo!
Yeah.
Ava rocks it.
Yes,
You know, we're gonna give you the stage, Dr. Jill. Just go ahead and fire it up. Fire it up. Everybody that's here on the show, everybody that stayed, everybody's gonna hear the recording. We're gonna have Dr. Jill just fire us up in closing.
well, all I want to say is, man, what a sandwich. I got to start the day and Janine got to end the day. And I wish I'm going to see it in the playback, everything that happened in the middle, because, I wasn't able to attend the whole entire day. But boy, Ava, I am so grateful for you. You stepped up, you took charge, you made it happen. You're pouring energy and love and so much into so many people to recharge their spirit, to show up for the powerful, amazing, brilliant, beautiful, healthy, happy, successful people that we know that we all are. And Ava, I got to tell you something. Everything is right about you, Ava. Every single thing is right about you. Woo! And everything is right about each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. Let's all show up. Let's be our best self. Let's live loud. Let's live brilliantly like Janine just did in those beautiful poetry and music and dancing and happiness, because we deserve a beautiful life. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We know we matter. Now we've been through all of this phenomenal day to recharge and be the superwoman, right? That we know that we are. And I got to tell you something. We are. We're every bit of it. We got this, team. We got this. And let's just keep raising that vibration and having everybody just keep doing more and more and lifting ourselves up, lifting each other up. And in turn, we will lift the world up with positivity and goodness. And we're going to look for everything that's right within ourselves, each other, and this planet, because that's what we're looking for. I'm so excited.
Yes, Doctor, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody that has participated, all our experts, everyone that's joined us live, and everyone that's going to be watching. Everything is right about you. You know, Doctor, everybody who spoke today just resonated with that. I promise you that was the theme of the show. Everyone who showed up says, where their pains were from, where they came from, how it has started. Like Janine's story of how broken it was in her childhood. And yet everything was right about it. Everything was right because her into the person that she now is, that now is helping other men and women come out of where they are. And no matter how painful it was in the process that she went through, everything was right about it. And it's amazing, the whole theme of everyone that came from either a divorce, fatherlessness, left alone, abandoned. Everybody, when they came to the point of how everyone really stepped up. It was a calling for us to be the better versions of ourselves. Everything was right about where they are, where we're coming from, where we are right now.
Yes.
Everything is right about it.
Yes. That's so brilliant. And it's the truth.
Doctor, we should have renamed this Everything is Right About You Summit.
That's the next one. That's the next one.
We got it going on. We're going to all just show up and keep doing the work. And it's working. It's actually working, because these perspectives of seeing life as a brilliant playground, as an opportunity to grow, everything's right about that. Then everything's included on purpose and with purpose, and our life has purpose and meaning, all of it. And everything's right about that. I'm so grateful.
Yes, doctor.
So grateful.
So okay, well, to all of our audiences, to everyone who's going to be watching this after, to all our panelists and our experts, Dr. Jill, Janine, thank you so much. It's an amazing day to end the evening. And I just wanted, oh, the hearts. Thank you so much, Dr. Jill. We love you all. We want you to be the recharged woman that you are called to be, because everything is right about you. Bless you all. Thank you so much for being with us. Yay. Thank you, Dr. Jill. Oh, it's 333, doctor. What do you say about 333?
Of course. That's so perfect.
It's 333.
And there's 3 of us on the screen.
Yes. Yes. Everything is right about that.
Everything.